Hello, friends. If you are moving to Arizona, this is why you may not want to live in Goodyear, Arizona. Goodyear is a city in the West Valley. We call the whole area the Valley. And this was a great place to live, very quiet, very safe, until one of the largest flight schools in the world moved to the Goodyear Airport in 2022. And this is a crude picture of the airspace at the Goodyear Airport. You can see I-10 going through the top third. If you live anywhere in Goodyear, whether it's south in the Estrella Mountains or north Litchfield Park, Avondale, or Buckeye, you are going to be inundated 18 hours a day with general aviation noise 7 days a week. And this is why, because in June of 2023, the Goodyear Airport became the busiest single runway airport in the United States, just ahead of San Diego International Airport, if you can put that in perspective, a major city in California with almost 20,000 takeoffs and landings. In 2018, the city of Phoenix published the master plan for the Goodyear Airport, and this is what they told us we can expect: about 130 to 140,000 operations, which is a pretty quiet airport. You can see you don't surpass 200,000 until 2036. However, this is reality. This is their other chart, and you can see in 2022 and 2023, the operations spiked to 218,000 for the year 2023. 2022 is when the flight school moved in. Unfortunately, the city of Phoenix owns this airport. These are the three airports they own. Phoenix Sky Harbor is the major one downtown. DVT is Deer Valley up north, and GYR is Goodyear out west. And you can see that Goodyear is rapidly approaching Phoenix, which has 3 runways, and Deer Valley, which has 2 runways. Goodyear only has 1 runway for now, and is expected to build another one in the near future, which is going to elevate noise and safety concerns. Here is a picture of what you can expect. I picked Easter Sunday. The schools say they take holidays off, but they do not. They fly every holiday. This is 18 hours a day from 5 in the morning till 10, 11 at night, sometimes midnight. Here's an Excel spreadsheet of each aircraft we track. This is 14 July, 118-degree day. You can see the night previous, they ended at 10:15 and they started back up at 5:36. I could scroll down. There were about 100 today on this day. And you can see they pretty much go about every few minutes, at least every 5 minutes. This is in October, and this is just 6 hours from 6 o'clock to noon. So you're just going to be slammed in Goodyear, Litchfield Park, Avondale, South Goodyear with low-flying aircraft. I promise I did not draw this picture, but this is a typical day where the aircraft may not leave the traffic pattern for 2 to 3 hours. And this is all at 1,000 feet and below. So you'll see how low they fly here in a few minutes. They say they limit the number of airplanes in the pattern, but again, they do not. They don't do anything they say. These are 8 aircraft just circling round and round. So every 30 seconds, minute, 5 minutes, doesn't matter. They're all going to be flying over your house, or you'll be able to hear them from a couple miles away. This is a picture from the Excel spreadsheet earlier, arrivals and departures, and you can see through the dense blue area that the majority of the airplanes just stay in the pattern. And I'll let you hear what that sounds like to live in Goodyear. Okay, so that's what it's going to sound like, and this is what it's going to look like. No matter where you live, they can fly wherever they want. You might say, hey, well, there's rules on this, right? Yes, FAR 91 governs this airspace, but the FAA has specifically told us because they're in the takeoff and landing phase in an aircraft pattern, airport pattern, they can do whatever they want, and they do, and they will, and you will see if you move here. What's the number one rule at the Goodyear Airport right out of their pilot guide? Is to avoid low-level flight activity over residential areas. They completely ignore this and every other rule in this guide. In the airport remarks, it also spells out that noise-sensitive neighborhood, which was that red box earlier. Here it is in their airport remarks. This is for all the pilots to see, but they do not adhere to this at all. AOPA, another large organization, this is a great organization, publishes these noise awareness steps, but the pilots and the flight school ignore this. AOPA has a great website here that you can go to learn all about general aviation noise. We went to the aircraft manufacturer, the Cirrus Design Corporation, and we had them run data on if and when a general aviation aircraft of this class has an engine failure or a catastrophic component failure that renders the engine useless. So the blue dots are locations where the engine failure occurs. The red is at 500 feet above the ground. The green is 1,000 feet above the ground. And as you can see, these aircraft cannot glide to the Goodyear Airport down at the bottom. And this is the result of that. This is what happened in California. This is what happened in Clearwater, Florida, February 2nd. So when we started to see these pictures, it really raised our anxieties and our fears. So we started writing hundreds and thousands of emails to the FAA, the city of Phoenix, the city of Goodyear, kind of saying, hey, this is a hazardous area to live. It's hazardous airspace. Can you help us, please? And they just ignored us. Here's one of those emails. This is after the Clearwater tragedy, February 2nd, 2024, and before this Cessna crashed in our neighborhood just 7 days ago. An urgent call for help, asking for the help. This is a reporter that reported on us, warning the city prior to the plane crash happening in our neighborhood. Again, no response. And here it is playing out on the local news. Now, I went down to this crash site and it is a disaster zone. It still smells of fuel, and I can't explain to you the anxiety and fear that these residents of Goodyear have because they experience this day and night, aircraft flying low over this neighborhood. And this is going to happen wherever you live. We have a great website, quietskiesgoodyear.org. You can go to and catch up on all the national trends. One other area of safety that we started to research was lead exposure. In 1996, our government banned the use of leaded gasoline in vehicles, but these aircraft still use leaded avgas, leaded fuel. And if you live near an airport, you could be exposed to this lead. Dr. Budell is a PhD, and here he is, and his research. You can go on our website, quietskiesgoodyear.org, and see this presentation. He tested blood lead levels in children and the elderly outside of the Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport outside Denver and found high blood lead levels in their blood. So if you live near this airport, please have yourself tested. I want to end by saying that we are not anti-aviation. We're not anti-airport. We are pro-pilot, pro-training. We want these students to get their training. We just want a balanced approach and some noise abatement procedures at this airport. Finally, your real estate agent has to disclose this airport, but they might not tell you the growing operations of this airport, and we urge you to come out and see it for yourself. Thank you for listening.